first, congratulations. Welcome. How does it feel to be a Florida Panther? And obviously, coming into a season, only two teams can say they were in the Cup final the previous year. What's it like to be jumping on with a team that had a heck of a run in the spring?
Yeah, I'm so excited. I'm glad. I'm glad it was Florida and the process, played out as it was. Yeah, I'm super excited. It was, very fun kind of watching what they were able to do and the season they had and obviously they came down pretty hot down the stretch there and kind of carried the momentum right into the playoffs there. So it was, a fun team to watch, high energy team, as you can tell. And, I think it's going to be a great fit and just kind of watching, as their playoffs were kind of going along, the fan base and just kind of watching from afar, it seemed very impressive. And I can't wait to, kind of be in that. And obviously it was a great year for them and kind of super exciting time for me.
And Mike, looking at the Panthers, obviously they brought in a lot of defensemen this offseason. They're going to be potentially missing a couple at the start of the year. So obviously a big opportunity for you, kind of like you talked about. But when you kind of had your first talks with Bill and the Panthers, how much was you kind of selling yourself versus the team kind of selling you? I'm sure there was a little bit of mutual back and forth there.
Yeah, I think, I have a little bit of relationship with Bill from years ago in Columbus when I got drafted there. And it seemed like they were pretty interested in me and just a couple phone conversations and, kind of came together pretty quick. And I was really excited when, he was calling and I didn't have to do too much selling on myself, I guess, but it seemed pretty mutual and obviously a great opportunity. I think he knows me, pretty well, just with a little bit of track record with him while I was in college playing at Minnesota. So definitely super excited for this and so fun to watch them play down the stretch there and the fans and the city and everything just kind of rallying around there and just watch from afar and just seeing what they did and how many awesome things they did. So definitely excited for that and this opportunity.
You already really
go ahead,
just
Jameson.
to follow up real quick. You've played in some really special organizations, buildings, Minnesota, Montreal, Boston, but you finally are coming south for the first time here. Just how excited are you to kind of get a taste of Southern hockey here with the Panthers?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Always coming down to Florida and with those teams and the building was always rocking kind of whenever I was playing there and obviously when you saw they did this year in the playoffs and it was sold out and rowdy fans and that was something I was happy about and something I've been able to see whenever I played down there. So obviously first time in warm weather. It's pretty new to me. I think it's probably my first time ever in my life growing up in Minnesota and playing college hockey in Minnesota. I've never had the climate change like this before. So I know all the guys love living down there and obviously guys love to play down there and play them in Tampa and go down there. So it's definitely excited to be a fun climate change for myself, but I'm ready to go to work here.
And Mike, you were a teammate of Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa there for a couple of years. Speaking from experience, now you'll have the chance to play with Matthew. As a D-man specifically, how much more fun is it to have the Tkachuk on your team than to be playing against him?
Yeah, thank God I was playing with Brady for the 2 years there, and he's obviously a great player and can get under the skin, and he can do more than just get under the skin of an opponent. He has so many other parts of his game that are just as good and obviously the year Matt had and basically an MVP caliber season and the way he did it and how hard he plays and you could obviously see that walk through the playoffs when the spotlight kind of went up a little bit. So yeah, definitely excited for that. It's obviously those are the types of guys you want on your team for sure, and they come to work every night and they compete. So that's I'm looking forward to that.
And you're a defenseman that plays a pretty well-rounded game, something that you've worked on throughout your whole career. But in joining this Panthers team, you talked about the high energy style that they like to play, something that attracted you to the team. How do you see yourself being able to fit in? And what do you see yourself bringing to the lineup?
Yeah, I mean, it's I think in my pro career, it's been, kind of all about kind of rounding the game out, and I feel like every year, just the other side of the puck is just getting better and better, and it's not really a skill you need to have to be able to play in your own end. It's just kind of more of a mindset and kind of being aggressive and just habits and habits and habits. Just that's kind of big for me and something I've always been working on, because I think I kind of naturally have when the puck's on my stick and first pass and a breakout and jump through holes, joining in late, I think I can kind of drive the play a little bit, and that's big kind of natural part of my game a little bit. And the other side is kind of defending with my feet and my stick and kind of angles. That's something I can I've been working on, and that's kind of my style on in the D zone, just kind of trying to take away time and space, kind of using those tools a little bit. So I'm excited to just kind of learn under this coaching staff, and I think it's I still got some work to do, but I'm excited to kind of be around the team and these coaches that obviously have done a great job.
And Mike, looking, you're in your car right now. I see the sticks in the back. Is it safe to say summer vacation's kind of already over? You're back to work here already?
Yeah, it's been a longer off season than normal. At least the last two I've had. So it's been last kind of two have been kind of quicker ones, and I had a surgery last summer, so it was basically kind of took away all last summer. So I feel like I'm just playing catch up a little bit for sure. And just kind of back to work, but obviously kind of being in Minnesota, I'm pretty biased. There's a lot of fun things to do outside here, and so you gotta, best of both worlds a little bit, and just kind of slowly start building for training camp in the year. And that's kind of usually when July hits, you kind of just, slowly kind of ramp it up and just, kind of put things together a little bit. So, definitely excited to get going, although it's a couple months away.
And we're familiar with Golden Gophers here. Nick Bukestad was actually our first ever guest on this show back in the day. I think it was like 6 years ago. Kyle Rao, of course. Are you a Beauty League guy? Do you ever see those guys? And do you do the Beauty League in the summer?
Yeah. I've gone out last summer. I couldn't do it, but I've gone out there. It's fun. And Nick Bukestad's one of my closer friends, and we played college for a year together. And I see him a bit in the summer. I know he texted me kind of right away when I signed and just said, I'll love it. And, he had a great experience and living in Florida. So I see Buger around quite a bit. And, now that guys will, slowly start skating more in the next couple of weeks here, you'll see a lot more guys that you haven't seen and kind of cross paths with these types of guys that kind of are fun to catch up with. Bukestad's obviously a very close friend of mine, so I know he was excited for me.
Did he give you any recommendations, like kind of first couple of weeks in Florida? Any tips from him early on?
I know he was kind of busy this weekend with his own, free agency stuff, but I know whenever I went down there to play, I'd go over to his place, and he was living on the water, and we would he took me out for dinner once or twice, and he kind of ordered in, and I just remember kind of him saying just how much he loved it, and the organization and everything. So I'll probably have to pick his brain a little bit here for sure, and get some spots from him.
Mike, we always like to find out a little bit more about the guys when they come on the show. I know camp's going to be getting going in, a little over 2 months here, but off the ice, when you have your time to wind down, you mentioned all the outdoor activity possibilities up there in Minnesota. What are some of the things you like to do away from the rink?
Yeah, I like to, obviously there's endless amounts of lakes here, and actually lots of good golf around here. I feel like that's a little undercover when people think of Minnesota, because they just kind of think it's just the frozen tundra, but there's a lot of good courses around here, and a lot of guys are members at different places, and they're kind of easy to get to. So it's usually, take care of your stuff in the morning. And I live on the kind of one of the lakes here, so I got a little pontoon and kind of go out there and just kind of cruise around a little bit. And then, maybe play golf once or twice a week if I can, and just kind of be outside. And it's kind of the best part about Minnesota. It's just outdoorsy and, pretty laid back, low key. And that's, one of the reasons why I love it here.
And in closing here, is there a sport outside of hockey you keep a close eye on? Are you a Twins fan? Are you a Vikings fan? Is there another team that you follow, when you're not at the rink?
Yeah, I love the Vikings. They had obviously had a great regular season. I usually try to get to, one or two Twins games a summer. It's pretty close to me. I'm more out west in the suburbs. But I'll try to get down there for a game. It's a great ballpark, and obviously follow the Vikings throughout the year. So definitely probably a homer Minnesota sports fan for baseball and basketball a little bit, I guess, and then obviously the Vikings.
Mike Reilly, we thank you very much for stopping by. As Jameson said, it was the origins of this show go back like 270 something episodes to Nick Bugstad being on the maiden voyage here with us, and we're happy to have you on for the first time, and certainly not the last time. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.